is a KTAR News Special on 92.3 FM and the KTAR News app. Arizona votes 2024 1 year out on the Gaydos and Chad Show.
The election is still a year away, but a national poll has former President Trump leading in Arizona and several other critical swing states. The New York Times poll has Donald Trump leading incumbent Joe Biden by 5 points in Arizona. Voters say they trust Trump over Biden on the economy, foreign policy, and immigration. Biden is trailing in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and Nevada by a margin of 4 to 10 points. He's only ahead in one battleground state, Wisconsin. The poll results show that the biggest issue for President Biden is his age and the economy.
A lot of that makes sense. Who would win the White House if the election were held today? It looks like it would be President Trump, but again, former President Trump, I should say. And again, we got a whole year. Anything can happen. Joe Biden could drop out. Donald Trump might get indicted 18 times. I mean, we really don't know what it's going to be. But, I mean, if you were to stop today and said who would win, well, the polls would say Donald Trump. And, you know, again, I find it laughable. The guy disgraced himself after the 2020 election. He's been a disaster for Arizona Republicans. They've lost 3 U.S. Senate races, 3 statewide offices, a presidential election. But then you look on the other side and you're like, well, there's a guy who's basically let everybody who's ever wanted to come into the United States come in. And
we're heading to our second war.
Right. I mean, there's another. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you blame Biden for that, but you know, that's not really fair. But it's we've got 2 wars that are basically going on in the world. It's tough because you look at these 2 men who are running for office. They're both awful. They're both awful. It pushes me to the fact that I'm not going to vote for either one of them, and I just can't. I can't do it. And so, you know, is one worse than the other? Maybe. I don't know. I think they're both equally bad. But I'm an independent. And I know that many of you Republicans out there are like, listen, Biden's terrible. Chad, look at the economy, right? Is the economy good for the middle class? No. Okay. Well, and then you look at Donald Trump. What was he doing today? Oh, that's right. He was in court mouthing off. And it's like, you look at this race and you're like, okay, Trump's up by 5 in Arizona. By the way, I can't blame you. No. I mean, immigration and the border is a total mess.
Gas prices up and down. The amount of money we're spending, our deficits through the roof.
But the president doesn't set gas prices.
He doesn't set gas prices, but he exhausted all of our reserves, and he has no cojones to go out there and to start drilling again. We went from energy independence to no real energy independence, and they're still pushing EVs when even the car companies are like, yeah, these things aren't going to work.
Well, gas prices are way better now. They are. It's under $4 a gallon here in Arizona. Who knows if it'll go back up to $5 a gallon?
It depends on where this war goes next week.
No, you're right. You never know. The times are certainly are uncertain. But I think to put a madman back in the White House is crazy. I think to keep the old man in the White House is crazy. So I look at this and I say, nothing's going to get better. Doesn't matter who wins the presidency. Both of these guys are a total mess. One guy doesn't remember his name. The other guy, he's in court today. So there's no clear cut. Nobody wins. America doesn't win with these 2 men.
Nobody wins in politics anyway. It's not the point. The point is somebody's got to do this. And if I'm Biden, I'm looking at these numbers.
They're bad.
They're absolutely bad.
And he deserves these bad numbers.
By the way, the worst numbers for him?
Yeah.
46% of voters think Mr. Biden is the proper temperament to be president, just a little bit higher than Trump. That was his only really big win.
So, okay, so let's go through temperament. Arizona votes 2024 1 year out. Today, throughout the show, we'll be talking about the big picture. And obviously, who would win the White House if the election were held today? Okay, temperament. What is Biden doing wrong, or why does he not have the right temperament? What are we looking at here?
Well, that's what you got to ask. I mean, do I think he's been the uniter in chief? No, I think he has said some things that have been horrific as president.
And Trump is equally bad at that.
I'm not talking about Trump. I don't care about Trump. Biden right now has said things about. Perfect example was the entire thing in Georgia. Remember Georgia? He compared that to essentially, hey, you guys are acting like Bull Connors. If you guys know Bull Connors with, go look him up. But let's just say this. Sheriff sicking dogs on black people, hoses, beating them, and that's what he's comparing this to. He's not been the great uniter.
No.
He's been just as dividing. Trump, we already know what Trump's going to do, and that's just it. You already know what Trump's going to do.
Right, but it sounds like you're giving him a pass because you already know what he's going to do.
No, but you already know what he's going to do.
So, well, that doesn't mean that it's a good thing.
No, but the thing is, remember,
I already saw January 6th. I know what he did.
He came in as the great uniter. And he's been anything
I totally agree.
Yeah, he's allowed anybody in the world in our country.
I get it. I'm on your side. But then you put the other guy in, you think he's going to unite anybody?
You know what?
He's not going to unite anybody.
War. We weren't paying for another war.
Okay.
We were pulling people out. We were energy independent, and our economy was doing all right. And people felt comfortable.
I think you've forgotten a big part of Donald Trump's 4 years there. I think you forgot the COVID part. I think
but
you
the
forgot
COVID wasn't his
the
fault.
January 6th part.
And let's remember, who died under COVID more? More people under Biden or more people under Trump?
Again.
No. Remember what Biden said. If that many people died on my watch, I'd resign. More people died on his watch, and he had the vaccine.
I'm not arguing with you about that. All I'm arguing with you is that both are very bad at what they do.
But this is
again, it sounds like you're apologizing for some of the Trump stuff.
No, but I'm not going to sit here and hammer him and act as if the other guy.
You should hammer him, and you should hammer the other guy.
There's nothing to hammer. He's got to go away.
Who?
If I'm a Democrat,
Trump?
I can't look at Biden and go, this guy's our guy. Axelrod came out over the weekend, says he has to drop out.
He should.
He's got to.
Yeah, but Donald Trump's not the answer.
But he's so far ahead. Yeah. He might be the only answer that's out there.
And that's pretty bad.
Yes, that's bad.
It just shows you how bad these guys are.
Well, it just shows you how bad the voters are.
Nobody's
going for
we don't
any
have a
of
choice.
the other people that are available.
Well, you know what? I stand corrected. We do have a choice.
Yeah.
We do have a choice. There are other people that are running. Why Nikki Haley shouldn't be the president, I have no idea.
No.
That is a good choice. I would love to see her become the president.
Why Shapiro in Pennsylvania isn't throwing his hat into the ring.
Nobody knows him, Chad.
But
Nobody knows who he is.
But you've got Gavin Newsom, who is running for president. For those of you who don't know, he's running for president. The shadow candidacy's been going on for a while.
Well, why can't we just get rid of the shadow and just put him in? And by the way, why is that good? You want America to turn into California? See, my point is just like nobody anywhere near halfway decent is running. I look at these polls, and we're talking about the New York Times poll, and oh my gosh. It's
the race to the bottom.
Right. 6 states that Biden won last time, he's losing 5 out of the 6 now.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, why? Is it because Biden is so bad? Yes. Is it because Trump is so good? No. And you're just like, okay, well, why is that? Oh, well, the one guy's old. Okay. Well, the other guy can't stay at a court. Okay, well, one guy might be in jail. The other guy might not be here in a year. So you go back. The other guy hired, Kamala Harris. And you're just like, eh.
So that's the other big thing.
Yeah.
You got Kamala Harris. There's so many things to look at with Biden, but think about this. He's getting ready potentially to do some stuff on the ground in places like, you're looking at, could we head into Iran? It's always a possibility. Obviously, we've got people in Syria. Our guys are getting hit almost daily, and we're not doing anything about it. We just moved a nuclear sub there, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So we're in a situation where it feels like it's getting hot over there. And this guy doesn't seem to be able to pull the trigger. And the other thing is...
what do you want him to do? Pull the trigger? You want him to nuke him?
Let's pull the trigger. But I tell you what he's doing when it comes to our guys being bombed is pretty half-assed, dude. Yeah. Like nothing. Yeah. Like we're just shooting stuff down and hoping they're not going to do it. At some point in time, you got to make an... You're just going to either pull them all out or get busy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think you've got, let's say Trump was in charge of that. Hothead. Okay. But I might like it if he pulled the trigger, because I ain't for no ceasefire.
No,
I'm for crushing Hamas.
I'm not asking, and
right.
That's the other thing. He's got Blinken over there asking everybody, "Will you be our pals and help us with this?" You know what? They got to do. Israel's got to do what they got to do.
Yeah, I think what the Biden administration is doing is it's a two-faced deal. Behind closed doors, yeah, we're totally behind you. And then in front of everybody else, they're like, we need a two-state solution. Oh, forget the two-state solution.
Two-state solution, for
forget
God's
it.
sakes.
It's either one or the other survives.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
It's going to be the river to the sea now, guys. I'm just going to let you tell you that.
Right. So, Arizona votes 2024, 1 year out. Big picture today we're going to be talking about on our special is who would win the White House if the election were held today.
I'd love Nikki Haley. I think she'd be great.
I'd love it, too.
Hell, even the guy that wears the lifted shoes, DeSantis.
I would say anybody's better than Trump.
He'd be great.
And I would say anybody's better than Biden. So
well, that's pretty open there. But here's the thing.
Yeah, but I don't want either of those two.
Now, we're not going to have that. That's the problem is we're not going to have those.
I'd vote for anybody else, but I'm not voting for the JFK guy either.
JFK Jr.
So, yeah.
Junior to you, sir.
Sorry.
He's got 22 points in the last poll.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Man, think about that. He's polling kind of higher than Ross Perot.
Put it this way. The country is in such bad shape. 76% of the U.S. believes that the country is on the wrong track. And it makes you think, well, we got to get Biden out there. But maybe we put the madman back in. Is that any better? That's the question you got to ask yourself. That's
the majority of voters, according to the Times Siena poll, said that Mr. Biden's policies have hurt them personally. That is a tough thing to overcome.
He's been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will find out. And
This
we'll
is
keep
the
our eye
best
on it.
bad idea we have.